We all know about those classic Disney songs, your Circle of Life, your Hakuna Matatas, your Whole New Worlds. What about those ones that kind of fly under the radar, the ones that don't really get the appreciation that they deserve? That's what we're going to break down today. Hey movie fans, so Disney has a plethora of fantastic songs at their disposal. That's what happens when you've been in this business long enough. But also if you've been in the business long enough, they have songs that kind of have gone by the wayside, whether they were attached to movies that kind of fell by the wayside, or they're overshadowed by bigger and better songs in that same movie. Well, there's some songs that just kind of got forgotten about, so that's what we're gonna dig up today. The top 5 most underrated Disney songs of all time. Well, by that I mean my opinion. Yours is probably going to be different, and that's okay. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. I enjoy reading your comments. Actually, I very much do. Starting us off at number 5 is one that you may not think, that's actually a Disney movie? Yes, it totally counts as a Disney movie because it says Walt Disney Pictures Presents, so that means it counts. Muppet Treasure Island. Muppet Treasure Island is probably my favorite of the Muppet movies, and that's due in no small part to Tim Curry's fantastic performance as Long John Silver, but his only song, and he makes sure to point it out to you,
this is my only number,
is Professional Pirate, and that to me is the best song in the whole movie and often one of the most overlooked Disney songs. It really personifies what's great about being a pirate and what's awful about being a pirate. And like any good Jedi will tell you, it's all a matter of a certain point of view of how you look at pirates, whether they're good or bad. And basically, yeah, it's Tim Curry being Tim Curry in a Muppets movie. It's the most Muppety, piratey, awesome song ever. It's fantastic. More people should really know the song. I know it verbatim, and that's not sad at all. But yeah, Muppet Treasure Island, for the win. Professional Pirate, for the win, at number 5. At number 4, we have one that you will have heard of, but it's in one of those categories of popular movie, but it got overshadowed by bigger songs. This time, we're talking about Mulan. Now, the popular song is I'll Make a Man Out of You, but the one I think is vastly underrated is Reflection, the song that Mulan sings more or less kind of to herself as she kind of fails her big exam to be a lady. She's not living up to the standards that her culture or her society has put on her, and she doesn't really like who she sees anymore when they make her this person. She doesn't like what she sees anymore, and it's a very powerful scene. It's a very powerful song. It's a fantastic movie. I really am very much looking forward to the live-action Mulan. I don't see this song making the cut in that movie just because I don't see it being a musical. That being said, I love this song. It's very powerful. It's very emotional. It kind of explains the situation of Mulan's character incredibly well throughout, as well as just setting up her narrative of wanting to be something different, and it's fantastic. It's a really good song. Don't get me wrong, I'll Make a Man Out of You still very much holds a special place in my heart. At number 3, we have another song that's kind of in the same boat as Reflection of this song was attributed to a really big movie, but it was overshadowed by bigger and better songs. This time, I'm talking about the live-action Beauty and the Beast, starring Emma Watson and Dan Stevens. Now, I liked the original Beauty and the Beast. It's not my favorite of the Disney Renaissance movies, but I enjoyed it. The live-action adaptation was serviceable. It was pretty good. The only issues that I had with it were any of the new things. The original animated movie is like an hour and a half. The new live-action one is about 2 hours. It's about that half an hour of filler stuff that I didn't really enjoy, with one major exception. The Beast new song, Evermore. That thing is a thing of beauty. Holy cow. I did not know Dan Stevens could sing that well. So basically, it's the Beast saying goodbye forever to Belle as he releases her to go back to take care of her dad. It's a very powerful and emotional song. It's a fantastic sequence in the movie. Like, as I was watching it in the theater, I was just going, this very well may be one of my new favorite Disney songs. This is really, really good. Very emotional, very powerful moment. I kind of wish it was in the original Beauty and the Beast. It's one of the few good additions to the story that was made, and it made the Beast even more of a sympathetic character. But not just that, it's a very well sung song. It's very beautifully performed. I'll go out on a limb and even say that I prefer the movie version over the Josh Groban version. If you make me like your version better than a Josh Groban version, you've done alright, because Josh Groban's amazing. At number 2, we have one that really has fallen by the wayside, mainly because the movie that it was attached to fell by the wayside. But when it's Phil Collins, how do you forget about this one? From Brother Bear, Look Through My Eyes. This song is amazing, and it kind of has this small cult following, but since Brother Bear hasn't really had that lasting legacy that Disney kind of probably wanted it to, it had one crappy spin-off, but that's about it. Brother Bear kind of gets forgotten about, which is sad because Brother Bear had some fantastic music. They brought back Phil Collins, who already did work on Tarzan, which Tarzan had a fantastic soundtrack already. Brother Bear also had a really good soundtrack, and this is the one that stands head and shoulders above the rest. This is a really excellent song. Phil Collins busted out all the stops on this one. It's probably one of the most criminally underrated songs that there is in Disney canon. Brother Bear as a whole, it's not the best Disney movie that they've ever made. It's really just kind of meh. It probably could have been just a straight to DVD movie instead of a theatrical release. But this song really just elevates the whole movie, not to a level that it's good, but boy, if nothing else, take this song and it's just amazing. And the number 1 most criminally underrated Disney song of all time comes from one of the most criminally underrated Disney movies of all time, Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet is just amazing. Are you sensing a pirate theme for this episode? Because I kind of am too. I didn't intend it to be, but I guess Disney they're hit or miss with their pirate movies. Treasure Planet, on paper, should have worked. It's pirates in space. It's awesome. You've got Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this movie. You've got Jello creatures. You've got Martin Short. Okay, maybe not Martin Short as Ben is a good thing, but there's so many great elements to this. Great visuals, great action, and above all else, one of the best coming-of-age songs that Disney has ever done. They even got the lead singer of Goo Goo Dolls to perform this, and it very much sounds like a Goo Goo Dolls song. But boy, if you have seen Treasure Planet, you know exactly which scene I'm talking about. It's like the standout scene. Jim Hawkins not being content with his lot in life of just kind of wanting more, and he's stuck making up for past mistakes and kind of still being here. The song I'm Still Here from Treasure Planet is just amazing, and it very much feels like a Goo Goo Doll song. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It kind of has an Irish vibe to it just because it came out around that time of the early 2000s, in which case you could not get away from that song or the Goo Goo Dolls. Not that that's a bad thing. This song really kind of exemplifies the feeling of growing up and just still being here through all the pain and the trouble. Jim Hawkins is still standing through it all, and he's determined to ultimately come out on the other side a different person. It's a fantastic song attached to an incredibly underrated movie. Thanks, Disney, for not really putting your best foot forward out on the PR on that one. You should have had a blockbuster on that one. Thanks. That and Atlantis. But it's a fantastic song. Super underrated. The movie's super underrated. If you haven't checked out either Treasure Planet or I'm Still Here, do that now. You're welcome. Well, what do you guys think of the most underrated Disney movies of all time? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you see and want to see more, subscribe to the channel, or find me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Uncharted Media. Stay sharp, movie guys and gals.